Good afternoon, friends. One of the important judgment from CESTAT, which was in favor of taxpayer, appeal was filed before Honorable Supreme Court and that got dismissed. Fact of the case, interesting one. Who is intermediary? In pre-GST regime for service tax and in GST regime, as we know that intermediary as defined is a broker or agent or any other person who facilitate or arranges supply of goods or services or both between two or more persons. So, intermediary who is only facilitating or arranging supply of goods or services or both. This is the meaning. And why this Supreme Court judgment going to help all of us together who are struggling with intermediary, we need to listen very carefully. Fact of the case, watch, where Honorable CESTAT has given favorable judgment in favor of a taxpayer. Watch, fact of the case, that the appellant, and in this particular case, it is very much interesting that SNQS International Stocks Private Limited, a detailed newsletter is there in the description box. Appellant was appointed by a foreign buyer. And what is the role of this appellant in India? Service provider is in India. He has to identify a vendor for supply of goods. And after identifying the vendor, he has to undertake lot many other services, which includes designing of sample, tasting, quality check. Throughout all activities till the time this consignment is being dispatched to the foreign buyer, which is service recipient, he will undertake every activity. So he will identify vendor, he will look after the manufacturing process at the vendor's premises, will do sampling, quality check, testing, everything till the time it is being dispatched. So this appellant was considered because he was being paid a percentage of fees on FOB value. So whatever goods were exported to the foreign buyer, a percentage was given to this appellant. And this was considered as a commission. And he was termed as intermediary between the Indian vendor and the foreign buyer. He was considered intermediary. Under service tax regime, if you look at Rule 2, Sub-Rule F, Place of Provision of Services Rule 2012, place of supply, which is we look at in GST regime, POP rules in pre-GST regime, got changed from 1st October 2014, and it is being termed as a location of supplier. Thereby, service tax was demanded and said it is not export of services. In GST also same provision copy-paste. For export, what we need to do, what we normally do, and what are the conditions under section 2, subsection 6 of IGST Act. 5 conditions need to be satisfied. Supplier must be in India. So supplier is in India, who is identifying the vendor, undertaking all allied activities which I said, quality check, sampling, testing, designing, everything. Supplier is in India. Recipient is a foreign buyer. Money also being received in convertible foreign exchange, no problem. Place of supply must be outside India for export. But for intermediary, they have said place of supply would be location of supplier, which is India. Thereby, it is not export of services. And last condition, there should not be merely establishment of distinct person. This place of supply is location of supplier in a pre-GST regime for intermediary changed from October 1, 2014. Earlier, it was location of recipient. But from 1st October 2014, they have said location of supplier, thereby service tax is being demanded. And now they are demanding GST also. Irony. This person, Indian appellant, Indian service provider, is undertaking services on the behest of foreign buyer. Services are being delivered to the foreign buyer. Services are being used by the foreign buyer. Service recipient outside India. Getting paid in convertible foreign exchange. But it is not export of services. Dispute is this judgment which was given by Honorable CESTAT coming from service tax context. Department wanted service tax to be deposited. But Honorable CESTAT has held no service tax. This is not falling under business auxiliary services. This is not falling under business support services. And he is not intermediary. For the region, he is providing service on principal to principal basis. He is a main service provider. He is undertaking many, a bouquet, you can say bucket of services. In his individual capacity, he is a main service provider. He cannot be intermediary. Intermediary who is only arranging or facilitating. He is not only doing, he is undertaking many things. Designing of sample, quality checking, testing, supervising manufacturing process and operation, ensuring dispatch on time, making sure it is being dispatched, all documentation, all processes, everything he is looking after. Can he be intermediary? He will not be. That is what Honorable CESTAT judgment. But department filed appeal before Honorable Supreme Court. And Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal of revenue. So, crux, in all such situation which was made applicable as per this judgment pre-GST service tax, it is equally applicable in GST regime. And he cannot be termed as intermediary. If we go back to section 2, subsection 13 of IGST Act, where they have defined who is intermediary, they are saying intermediary is a broker or agent or any other person who facilitate or arranges supply of goods or services or both between two or more person. But we have to look at the difference. And for place of supply, copy-paste provision from service tax regime. And they are saying place of supply would be location of supplier. This matter was disputed. Constitutional validity of section 13, subsection 8, clause B of IGST Act was under challenge, whether constitutionally valid or not. Why it was challenged? For simple reason, this guy is giving services to foreign recipient, getting paid in convertible foreign exchange, but still termed it is not export of services. It was challenged, but Honorable Gujarat High Court, with all due regards, and Bombay High Court, 𝗏𝗏 Jain, where split judgment was there initially in division bench, and later on third member has given in favor of revenue and said constitutionally valid. It would be interstate supply as per section 7 subsection 5 clause C of IGST Act. IGST leviable, not CGST and SGST. This is what in GST regime. But why we have to discuss this judgment, my summarization, my context. In GST regime also lot of dispute has started on 𝗵𝗵 facts which I have narrated. So for 𝗵𝗵 facts, this judgment, Supreme Court dismissing the appeal, Honorable Sister judgment is now upheld, will definitely help you. But in other context, but same analogy, what is that? There are so many foreign universities are engaging Indian service provider for showcasing their degree course which is being run by these foreign universities. And lot many Indian service providers are performing the services in India. Are they intermediary? I'm finding lot many dispute going on, DGGI, anti-evasion raising concern and demanding GST also in GST regime on the context that this person, Indian person, service provider is only intermediary. But to my mind, I'm giving food for thought. This Indian service provider is not only showcasing, he is preparing the background, all related component, that what is this foreign university all about, what are the degree courses run by them, a comparative analysis for these student, Indian student. Even career counseling is being given to the Indian student, and a lot of program and even being organized for the education purpose to tell them that what and how many university and what kind of degree courses are being offered. They are being paid as a percentage only when a successful student get admitted in the foreign university, then only they are being paid. So their consideration is on success when a student getting registered in foreign university, but are they only working as a broker or agent? In the agreement, it is clearly stated, if you look at those agreements, clearly stated they are not broker or agent. Foreign university is not accepting them, their agent. They want that this Indian service provider must undertake the activity. They will take all principal to principal activities, showcasing, marketing, preparing case study, background about the university, then career counseling and all related allied activities, which is their main principal service given to the foreign university, and getting paid only when a student successfully gets admitted. Otherwise, when there is no consideration, no supply, no GST, can we say that it is intermediary? I'm giving one food for thought. I was debating in one of the case and I put forth my point that Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan undertake marketing activity, right, for so many companies. I'm just naming for the example's sake. And a lot of buyers, consumers are watching these advertisements. Can we say that this marketing activity undertaken by Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan is an intermediary between consumer and company? Maybe a case those consumers are not purchasing the product of those company but watching those advertisements. Can't it be 𝗵𝗵 when I'm discussing this foreign university with Indian service provider who are termed as an agent, but as per contract they are not agent? So intermediary, this is the big debatable issue, and lot many judgment are coming on those lines. I'm a service provider. I'm giving my services on principal to principal basis. How it can be broker or agent? First part. Second part, please read and understand. This is a very interesting one. I'm getting convertible foreign exchange for India, but it is not export of services. 18% leviable GST, right? Who will bear this 18%? Even this is not the profit margin. And there is no double tax avoidance agreement in this regard. From a government policy perspective, I've got one more, answer to it. When it is not export, you are demanding GST and getting convertible foreign exchange for country India. The contrast situation will come when you talk about import and no GST leviable. Listen, what is that context? Let's say now you are a Indian university and you are asking a foreign agent, a foreign service provider, to undertake everything what you were supposed to do when we were talking about the transaction of export vis-a-vis intermediary transaction. So, Indian University contacting Mr. A in Korea and wanted Mr. A to get a student from their country, Korea, to get admitted into Indian University. Let's assume hypothetically intermediary. Let's assume with a GST leviable under reverse charge mechanism as an import of services in the hands of Indian University. Because in this case, A, who is a person outside India in Korea, going to raise the invoice to this Indian University in India, and Indian University will now pay the money in convertible foreign exchange to A in Korea, whether it is import of services, RCM applicable. If A is termed as intermediary, because service provider is outside India, recipient is in India, for import of services, place of supply must be in India. But if A is termed as intermediary, then place of supply is location of supplier which is outside India, and thereby no RCM on this import of services. In this case, no GST under RCM, and my convertible foreign exchange is going out of the country. Is it not contradictory government perspective? When I'm earning foreign exchange for country India, you're not treating export of services and making GST leviable 18%. Pari material transaction, convertible foreign exchange going out of the country, but no GST leviable. Contradictory to each other. If GST is a destination-based consumption tax, then quite obvious in an example whatever we are discussing. Indian service provider giving services to foreign university, it is meant for foreign university. It is being used by foreign university. It is at the behest of foreign university. Privity of contract with a foreign university. Why it will not be export of services? And what is the context? This provision was changed from 1st October 2014 in service tax regime and now copy pasted in GST regime. It need to be looked into. If GST is destination based consumption tax, then of course it is traveling to the foreign university, foreign recipient outside India. Country is getting convertible foreign exchange. Otherwise, what happened? These service provider will relocate themselves, move to some neighboring country, and will undertake all these activities. Then what happened? So we have to find ways and means to make India as a competitive place to work on, and see this convertible foreign exchange, which is the earning for government broader perspective, is the important aspect. Levy the tax on the basis of destination-based consumption tax. This would be my summary, and this would be my humble prayer. Of course, with all regards to Bombay High Court judgment, Dharmender M. Jani and Gujarat High Court judgment, but still we have to wait and watch. But before that, if we can get the provision change and GST Council consider this particular point representation, then this will help lot of taxpayer. Stay tuned. A detailed judgment is there in the description box. Thank you very much.